Hey, look, we're back. And where we last left off, we had made our way to Ostagar. We got effectively, not banished per se, but forced to be removed from our clan due to the sickness currently taking over our bodies. Or currently taking over my body due to the dark spawn mirror. So yeah, we need to apparently become a Grey Warden if we want to have any chance to survive. So, before we do that, time to explore this place. Royal Enclave. So,
greetings. King Kalen is not in his tent right now?
Tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Teyrn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
How should I know?
I thought Grey Wardens knew all about the Darkspawn. The king thought it was funny that Teyrn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
The queen?
She's the Teyrn's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
I should go.
As you wish.
So apparently, the queen, who is the Teyrn's daughter, and the king are, doing something.
King Kalen is not in his tent right now?
Do you know where the king is?
I believe he's with the Grey Wardens in camp, drinking. He holds them in high regard, you know, as his father did.
I should go.
As you wish.
I mean, to be fair, these warriors are effectively stopping these literal fucking demons from killing us, so... Not really surprised he holds them in high regard, you know?
Carefully, men. This wretched thing is a dog.
Let me take a look at this map. So what's going on in the video game industry? Oh, here's something that's going on in the video game industry. There is currently a buy two, get one deal with all the other sales going on right now on the Amazon. So if you want to buy two versions of a game and give like a third to another friend, or buy one for yourself, buy one for a friend, another friend gets it, you should take advantage of those deals. Like Elden Ring, buy two, get one free.
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the
You
Maker.
keep praying, buddy. Lots of soldiers.
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these Darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Grey Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
Sounds like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
I don't think getting drunk directly before a battle is a good idea, personally.
I'll get on it.
Then again, I also don't think getting drunk in general is a good idea. But that's just me.
We're getting reports of things we've never even heard of. Our
Hey,
short front
genlock.
here, for instance, is something called a genlock. They're pretty common in the Horde, but we've seen others much larger. We don't know where these new Darkspawn are coming from, or what they can do. All I can say is to use caution.
Yeah, I know where they're coming from, and I'll save that for when we eventually get to it.
Well, don't touch the carcass. We'll be burning it so it doesn't infect anything.
How do you do?
Have you heard about the king and Teyrn
Make her watch
Loghain
over you,
arguing?
my lady.
Hail to you. Hail to you.
Yeah, I'm just telling you right fucking now, the place where Darkspawn now come from after the first ones is dark and not good.
You approach the tent of Teyrn Loghain. State your business.
Tell me about Teyrn Loghain.
How can you not know of Loghain? He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Teyrn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
Is Teyrn inside? What is he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activities.
Sure, you can tell me a little bit about him.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Teyrn's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Teyrn speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Teyrn Loghain tells him. Without the Teyrn, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
Would I get an audience with a Teyrn, please?
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on, then.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
I'm not a Grey Warden yet.
You impressed His Majesty nonetheless. He could not contain his excitement over your meeting. Kaelin's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
A fascination you don't share.
The Wardens are impressive, but not as relevant as Kaelin thinks. I see you're a Dalish. Marek knew a Dalish elf once. Never saw an equal with the bow before or since. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
I hope not.
You're wiser than you look. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
Not to your gods. They just don't have kings.
And yet the fate of the Grey Wardens lies in his hands. Remember that.
Well, that's Taryn. Hello, Duncan.
You found our tent, I see. Is there something you need?
I have some questions.
Alistair can help you with those. I had hoped he would be back by now.
Yeah, I don't want to do that yet. You want to talk to everyone here first. Just trust me on this.
Welcome to the King's Camp, my lady.
Elf roots. Thank you.
All right.
Hail. You're one of Duncan's new recruits, correct? We can't let you through to the Korkari Wilds until he gives the word.
Why not?
The Korkari Wilds is a dangerous place. More so now that it crawls with darkspawn. They say the Great Blight began deep within its forests. One of our scouting patrols has been gone for 3 days.
Spoiler, by
We're
the way.
taking bets on
True.
who got them first, the Darkspawn or the Witches of the Wilds.
Witches of the Wilds?
Oh, sure. There's an old legend in these parts about Flemeth, the apostate sorceress who conquered this area centuries ago. She united the chasing barbarians and invaded the farmlands. That's when the great hero, Cormac, destroyed her army with his. Took her head right off, so they say. Her daughters survived and became the Witches of the Wild. Tales tell of them plaguing this area since. Mostly superstitions, stealing babies and spoiling milk.
And you think these witches exist?
Only when it's dark and the wind is bad. No doubt those patrols met some darkspawn. That's enough for anyone to worry about. At any rate, that's why Duncan doesn't want you wandering out without his say-so.
You know what? Fair point.
Hail. Sorry, like I said, I can't let you through.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sorry, I have my orders.
You know what? I
Well
can't
met.
hate a man trying to do his job. That's fair.
Lead me to my preparations.
My respects to you, Grey Warden.
Not a Grey Warden.
You there, elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the problem?
This beast is in the king's service,
whoops.
just like
I
you
didn't mean
and
to
I.
click that one.
This is a Mabara, smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
Why do you think I can muzzle him?
You're a Grey Warden, or soon will be. All wardens are immune to the darkspawn taint. The most you have to worry about is some tooth marks.
How smart is this dog?
Centuries ago, a mage bred them to be smart and understand what they're told. They can remember and carry out complex orders. Most valuable dogs in the world. Trouble is, they generally imprint to one master. Re-imprinting them is very difficult. But without the medicine, re-imprinting won't be an issue. Will you help?
Could he be imprisoned to me?
We can try, but first we need to muzzle and medicate him.
I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
The dog looks up at you respectfully, backing down with aggressive stance. You see intelligence in his eyes, as well as a great deal of pain. This dog is very ill. So, technically, with how this game works, you can play this game without a single ally. This right here is one of the first allies you can get. One of the first permanent allies you can get. And you might notice that if I were to choose option 2, I could kill this dog. And if I kill this dog throughout the entirety of the rest of this game, I can't get this character. That's just how it works. The Marvari growls weakly, but doesn't challenge you. After you're done, he whimpers
Well
plaintively.
done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be. Why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white with a blood-red centre.
Do you think I have nothing better to do? Okay. Will the dog be alright without it?
If he doesn't get it, chances are he'll need to be put down.
Where in the wilds would I find this flower?
It usually grows in dead wood that collects at the edge of ground pools. Should be plenty this time of year.
Do you think I have nothing better to do?
We're all busy. As it is, if we can get this hound better, we can re-imprint him on someone. Even you, if you like.
Why don't you get it yourself?
The wilds are off limits to non-soldiers, and I have many other hounds under my care.
I'll see if I can find it.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
And there's a new quest. And depending on whether or not you finish it, you will get this hound as a character. You don't finish it, you don't get the hounds. Simple as that. Elven Messenger.
Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed?
What do you mean?
I deliver messages around the camp. You have a message for me?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wait. Are you the one I'm supposed to give Sir Garland's sword to? Because I think the smith's done with it.
Yes, you're supposed to give me give the sword to me.
Oh, that's such a relief. You really saved me from the switch for sure. I'd best get back to my duties again before I get in more trouble.
Yes. Sir Garland's iron sword.
You approach the tent of Tairn Loghain. State your business.
I should go. Sir Garland. Let's see if I can find this person. Ash Warrior Leader.
Maker's breath, another elf. What do you want?
Got a problem with
Not in
elves?
particular, except for them being so thin-boned. You make good messengers sometimes. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash Warriors.
What's an Ash Warrior?
Our training has been passed down since Lathias the Dwarf Son first harnessed the battle rage of the dwarves. It is an old tale.
What does an Ash Warrior do?
We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
Is that dog good in combat?
A trained Mabari hound is as dangerous as any sword. We do not speak of a city pet or those things that sit in an old woman's lap.
What are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
Survives the blood? What do you mean?
Darkspawn blood is poisonous, but not always fatal. Those who survive grow immune to its effects. The wardens say that tainted blood drives even the survivors mad eventually. But not today. Today, we hunt and we kill.
Wouldn't it be smarter to leave your dogs behind?
They fight at our side. We don't fret over their safety as if they were children.
Why have you painted your dogs?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies. But the blood of battle can confuse them. So we paint ourselves with Caddis, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
What if the enemy is painted with Caddis as well?
Why? Would you steal our Caddis and give it to the Darkspawn hordes?
I hope you're joking.
If you tried, we would kill you. And that is no joke.
Tell me about Lucius the Dwarf Son.
I am no bard, but I will do my best. Lathias was a claimed tribesman. Some said he was too short to be a warrior, but he was strong and fierce. His chieftain sent him to the dwarves of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance, where he fell in love with the king's daughter, Skya, and brought her back to his tribe. She taught Lathias to use the dwarven battle wrath to summon his strength and ignore all pain. Lathias then taught this to the Clane, who made him their chieftain.
What happened to him?
Lathias' prowess earned him the love of Morrigannon, a beautiful chieftain of another tribe. When Skya learned of his seduction, she returned to her people. Lathias was grieved. He sent Morrigannon away, but this only vexed her, and began a long war between their tribes. In the end, Matthias slew Morriganon in single combat. However, his wounds were great, and he perished when the rage ended. The dwarves came from Orzammar that day and gave Matthias an honored burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even today.
What, the cheating part? What happened to his wife, Skaya?
It is said that before the final battle, she returned to Matthias and gave him a shirt of dwarven chain, along with a final night of passion. Then she was gone forever. If she lived on in Orzammar, only the dwarven folk could say for certain.
You could have said he was the first Ash Warrior.
Matthias was a great man. I doubt I've done his tale justice.
I should be going.
My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
So, that style of combat they're doing is one of the specialties of the warrior. I won't be getting it because I'm a rogue, but, you know, it's there. Davith.
Any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
What do you think I'd be?
Not an elf, yet here you are. The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they'd cook this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about the ritual?
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
So what? That wouldn't frighten me.
Cannibals, beasts, witches, and now Darkspawn. What isn't to be scared of? It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
I wouldn't be here if I did.
You take what you get, right? Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
Sleaze. Infirmary.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
The Grey Ones are here, you know.
The Grey Wardens will die. The King will die. We'll all die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
What's wrong with him?
Aside from his wounds, we're not sure. His blood is untainted. He's just terrified.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them. I don't want to see anymore.
I apologize if
close
the
my
soldier
eyes.
disturbed you. Ever since they
Please
found him in the
don't.
wilds, he's been like this.
I don't want to give spoilers, by the way.
So sad.
But yeah.
Sorry, miss. The army camp is off limits for you right now. Sorry, miss. The...
Ooh, chests. Yoink. Nice arrows. We'll save those for harder enemies.
May you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be.
Hail to you.
You as well.
Ah, I suspect you are one of the new Grey Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
I don't know why you're your gods, human.
A Dalish wanderer, I presume. The Maker will not refuse to bless you, if you are willing to receive him.
If you're not, he crushes your home and kills your brothers.
I'll not discuss politics here. Take your hatred and be gone. Out of my sight, heathen. I must perform the Maker's work for those who appreciate it.
Thank you for proving my point.
We'll show these Darkspawn they should have remained in the past.
Yes.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
Yes, I'm Lana.
Sir Jury is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arlayman. I wasn't aware elves could join the Grey Wardens. Those camped in the valley are all human.
What do you suppose what's that supposed to mean?
Just that in some places, elves are not always permitted in the military. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
You're not all that smart, are you?
That's not fair. I listened to tales of the Grey Wardens and dreamt one day I too would ride a griffin into battle against slavering monsters. I know there are no more griffins, and my fantasies were those of a boy, but still, I remember those tales. I never thought I'd be part of them. Tell me,
big foreshadowing.
Has anyone told you what this joining ritual entails?
Only that's dangerous.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
Hey, he's in a cage.
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me?
You haven't been sentenced?
No. They put someone like me in a cage until someone important has time to decide what to do with me. I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you? All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
Why would I want to help you?
Because you might want something I don't need. Them circle wizards got a chest they keep things in. Magical things. And I stole the key. That's why I'm here. I got one of them drunk, took his key and tried to sneak to the chest. They assumed I was deserting. I can't use it from here. But I'd trade you for some food and water.
They didn't find the key when you were arrested?
I swallowed it. But it's, come back into my possession since then, so to speak.
Gross. That's disgusting.
Yeah, well... Do you want the key or not?
I'll see what I can do.
Just ask my guard for his.
Yeah, I could have killed him just taking the key if I wanted to.
I saw him put it in
you
his
wouldn't get
coat.
that punished too harshly for it either.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
Who is this prisoner exactly?
They say he was recruited before the war up in Dinnerham. Probably figured he'd never have to fight if he served the king, right?
Why did he want to desert?
Why does anyone want to desert? Because he thinks he's going to die and he's a bloody coward, that's why. Either that or he's been listening to a bunch of hogwash about how the Darkspawn will drag you off and eat you.
That's exactly what they'll do. Seems like a waste for you to guard him all day.
I can't just let him go, can I? The army will figure out what to do with him. Probably just waiting for someone important to make a decision. Then they'll hang him, I expect. And I can go and do something else.
I had a chat with him, actually.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
He asked for food and water?
Did he now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
So, you missed one meal. This man could be hanged soon.
All right, all right. I guess the poor fella could stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm gonna say it was you. Just so you know.
Persuasive. Here you go.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Here's food.
Much obliged. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. And, as I mentioned, here's the key. Use it in good health, huh? My belly thanks you. At least if I'm hanged, I'll have a little weight on me.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
You there, elf. Where's my armor? And why are you dressed so preposterously?
How dare you just be so human?
What? Oh, you're the one who arrived with the Grey Warden. Please, forgive my rudeness. There are so many elves running about, and I've been waiting for... It's simply been so hectic. I never thought... But please, pardon my terrible manners. I'm just the quartermaster, a simple man. No one special.
Perhaps you should treat your servants more kindly.
Yes, of course, you're very right. Did you come for some supplies, perhaps?
What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course, to keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see your other
So long
goods.
as you keep it quiet.
Traps, weapons. Okay. Nothing I care about right now.
Hello again. Is there something you need?
Let's see what you
Well,
have.
let me know what.
Oh. Yeah, I'm getting that right now. Hello? Sell this. Give me that, please. Nice. Backpack, backpack.
That course of action is inadvisable. Welcome, young woman.
Who are you?
I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity.
You speak strangely. Why is that?
Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those
I
with
explained all
magical
this, by the way.
talent are feared?
Because the ancient Sumerian period was ruled by mages?
They were feared for their power, but magic is feared for reasons beyond their tyranny. Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily, and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents attract hungry spirits. Anyone with the power may learn blood magic from these demons. Hence, we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus, I was made tranquil, stripped of emotions and talent. I am no longer dangerous.
That sounds like a horrid practice.
It might seem such to you, but I feel no horror. I am content to serve in my role.
How is someone made tranquil?
Our forehead is branded with magic, which stills our talent and mind. The process is irreversible as far as I am aware.
Spoiler alert. It's technically not irreversible. It's just very difficult to reverse. Basically, it's not that the spirits and demons don't notice people who are tranquil. It's like basically spirits and demons feed off the emotions of people. And basically, you get a tranquil is just like the blandest of bland piece of toast. Would you want to eat that over like the filet mignon of an actual mage? I feel bad for you.
You do? I feel nothing. As the name suggests, my existence is quite peaceful. I am alive, productive, and no danger to anyone. Surely that is not a terrible thing. Perhaps we may speak of something else. Do you need assistance?
What's enchantment
It is
exactly?
the practice of folding magical lyrium into items first practiced by the dwarves. The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects. We create the glow lights, as well as the magic staff or the flaming blade. The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not.
What sort of enchantments are there?
Runes exist that hold the power of the elements that increase strength or swiftness. Almost any spell can be given permanency, given enough skill and lyrium. Naturally, the greater the power required, the more expensive the rune will become to create. True power comes with a price, as we know only too well.
I should go.
Goodbye.
Creepy. We'll get to that chest later, by the way.
Soldiers of Ferelden.
Spoiler alerts, this is another permanent character.
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
Pleased to meet you.
Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
Will you be fighting beside the king?
Not precisely. The Grey Wardens will be on the front lines, not the mages. Still, we have our parts to play. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
You faced Darkspawn before.
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
We call it the Beyond, but no, not of its connection.
Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
What's the Black City?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
The Chantry says many things.
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
At least something to ponder.
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
Let us consider these before
Back again. Don't the Grey Wardens
to you.
aid you? Off you go. I have preparations to make for the battle, and
And these Templars are the Mage
The mages
Watchers.
must not be interrupted. I'm sorry, but the mages must not be.
The mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade. The Fade is the realm of dreams and the land of the dead, or so the mages tell us. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed, not even by Grey Wardens.
As you wish. Isn't there a chest over there? No. Alright. So we talked to everyone in the camp now. One per person to talk to. Our first of our actual main, or technically second, or third now that I'm going to be thinking about it, of our permanent characters. Let's see. He is that way, so we go this way. First off, to get this chest.
I'm sorry, but there's so much to do before the battle. I must attend to my duties or I'll get this. It really is good to see more elves here.
Gonna smooth around here. Damn.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
You are a very strange human.
You're not the first to tell me that. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage.
We haven't met. You must be Alistar.
And that makes you Duncan's new recruit, I suppose. Glad to meet you. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Lina.
Right, that was the name. You know, it just occurred to me that there have never been many women in the Grey Wardens. I wonder why that is.
Because they're too smart for you.
True, but if you're here, what does that make you?
Incredibly unlucky.
Ouch. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
I saw that argument. What was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
You are a mage hunter?
Not that that's all Templars do, but yes. The Chantry raised me until Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
You don't have to... Oh, actually, no. What about the other recruits?
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
Yes, both of them.
That makes things easy then. They'll both be back with Duncan by now.
I look forward to traveling with you.
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Alright. When you're not controlling them, select party members, act accordingly to a tactics you set. Select Alistair by clicking on his portraits. So, this is the tactics system. Basically, you can customize and change how you want them to act. And as you increase their tactics level, you're able to increase more and more of how and what they do. Defender.
What?
2 points. So one of the systems in this game is the approval rating. Party members' approval changes based on the plot, decisions, or gifts. High approval means combat bonuses and possible romance dodges, while low approval may lead to a party member to desert you. Yes, so if you get low enough on this scale, by the way, your party members will straight just up fucking leave. And hell, there are even some really, really major ones that will cause your party members to literally instantly leave. It really depends. Alright. Let's set your tactics, by the way. What are your abilities again? You have shield cover, shield bash, shield pummel. Alright. Tactics. Enemy health. Yes. More often than not, the tactics they use aren't too terrible. The ones that start to get a little bit messy are the mages. The mage ones are like, I need a fucking spreadsheet once you get them a lot of spells. One of your best bet is basically when you start getting your mages in this game is to choose one line to focus down instead of spreading all around. Like, spoilers right now, you get 2 mages baseline. Just straight from the get-go, you get 2 mages, and then you kind of spread them out, and you can choose how to have them. I'm gonna have one being a more support mage and one being more battle mage.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You 4 will be heading into the Kokari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
Why do we need Darkspawn blood for?
For the joining itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
Surely you'd acquire some blood before now.
Of course. You must work together to collect the components, however. It's as much a part of the joining as what comes after.
What's the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
What kind of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious.
I am.
Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
Or they're no longer there.
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
Is this part of the joining too?
No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task.
How will we find this archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Find the archive in 3 vials of blood. Understood.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Alright, and now I have a full party. No mage. I have this guy, he's an archer rogue, much like me. And this guy, he's a two-handed fighter. I'm not even going to bother with their tactics. They'll be fine. Is that spoilers? A little bit.
Hail. I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest
Don't
tonight.
worry, 3 Grey Warden recruits and a Grey Warden should be fine, though.
I am ready.
So you say you were from Redcliffe?
I hail from Redcliffe, but Duncan recruited me in Highover, a city off the northern coast. Have you traveled there?
I've never been away from my clan.
I was in Arlayman's retinue when he attended King Maric's funeral. It was in Highover that I met my Helena. I was smitten. She has the most beautiful eyes, my Helena. Now, for years, I found any excuse to return there. We married a year ago. Arlayman gave me leave to serve in Highover, but I was attempting to persuade Helena to come to Redcliffe with me, at least until I was recruited.
So you abandoned her?
Never. I will return to her once my duty is done and the Blight defeated.
How did the Grey Warrens find you?
Last month, Duncan visited Highover, and the band held a tournament in his honor. I won the Grand Melee. It was hard to leave my wife. We married only a year ago, and she is heavy with child now. But Ferelden needs my blade, and I shall not falter.
What do you think of Duncan?
He has a seemingly impossible task, with a scarce handful of Grey Wardens, yet he does not complain or flinch from his duty.
What do you think we should do now?
We need to find those documents and the Darkspawn blood. It should be interesting.
Let's go.
Indeed. I am ready.
What do you think we should do now?
We need to find those documents and the dark... Indeed.
Yes?
Where are you from, Dad?
I grew up in a village about a day's trip to the east. Little blot you wouldn't even find on a map. Haven't been back in years. I struck out for the city as soon as I could outrun my pa. I've been in Denerim for what, 6 years now? Never liked it much, but there's more purses there than anywhere else.
So you're a cut
And a
price.
pickpocket, thank you very much. Or was, anyhow. Who'd ever guess I'd end up a Grey Warden?
How did the Grey Warrens find you?
I found them. I cut Duncan's purse while he was standing in a crowd. He grabs my wrist, but I squirm out and bolt. The old bugger can run, but the garrison caught me first. I'm a wanted man in Denerim, you see, so they were going to string me up right there.
What happened?
Duncan stopped them. Invoked the right of conscription. I gave the garrison the finger while I was walking away. Don't know why Duncan wants someone like me, but he says finesse is important and that I'm fast with a blade. You bet your boots I am. Besides, it beats getting strung up.
So what do you think of Duncan?
All right for an old bugger. He's faster than he looks, too.
What do you think we should do now?
You heard the same speech I did. Blood and old treaties. Off we go into the wilds.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm following you, aren't I?
Actually, now that I think
Need
about
something?
it, I'm gonna need you to go 2-weapon style, please. Thank you.
Let's get what we came for and head back to Duncan.
Tell me a little about yourself.
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me, and becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him.
What did you want? Oh, you didn't want to join the Chantry?
It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the Chantry.
You speak fondly of Duncan.
I spent years in that Chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me.
Maybe Duncan thought you'd be useful.
Or maybe he just happens to be a good man.
I have a few questions for you.
What about?
The Grey Wardens.
So I imagine. What would you like to know?
What makes you also
The Grey
special?
Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me.
So they're knights. Heroes?
I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory.
Where are all the Grey Wardens down?
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kalen is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done.
So Grey Wardens have the right to recruit anyone?
King Marek, Kalen's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
I'm not sure I know everything about the Grey Wardens.
Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfeld? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins. The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last Blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations.
That's what I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
The Blight Duncan mentioned.
Of course.
So, what is a Blight? Where did Blight Darkspawn come from?
You want the Chantry's version or the truth?
Are they the same thing?
They seldom are.
What's the Chantry's version?
According to the Chant of Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago, as punishment for tricking mankind into worshipping them. The old gods still whispered to some men, and taught them magic. These men became the Magisters of the Tevinter Empire. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker, and became the first Darkspawn. They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world.
And the truth?
The truth is, we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten.
So, what you talked about was the first Blight?
Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another Blight.
So where's the Archdemon for this Blight?
We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an Archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the Archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
Why not just kill the Darkspawn when they're underground?
They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
What's an Archdemon exactly?
The old gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're definitely dragons.
Is that why it's called Dragon Age? Why are some people so skeptical?
The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last Blight. People decided they were gone for good.
I have other questions about the Blight.
Of course.
How do Grey Wardens defeat Blights?
We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the Archdemon Underal in personal combat at the Battle of Aesley to end the last Blight. Without the Archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn flee back underground.
How did anyone know about this Blight?
The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the Darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if you... well, you'll understand. Not to mention, people start to notice when Darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them. Just a guess.
How many Darkspawn are out there?
Thousands. Tens of thousands. They've had centuries to build up their numbers.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
Tell me about Duncan.
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man. A good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him?
He seems like a kind man, if firm.
Fair enough. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
The joining ritual.
There's not a lot I can tell you. We go and collect Darkspawn blood, and then you'll hear everything.
Surely you can tell me something.
Look, I can't tell you much, alright? The joining is very unpleasant. I wish I could forget it, but I can't. I don't envy what you're going to have to go through.
But what actually happens in the joining?
You learn why it's a secret.
What if I refuse to do the ritual?
The joining is the price we pay, all of us, for being able to defeat the Darkspawn. You can't refuse.
I could run away.
I guess you could try. Duncan doesn't usually recruit cowards. If becoming a Grey Warden were easy, we wouldn't recruit the best. You want to ask me about something else?
This upcoming battle.
The one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tairn Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Caelan just wants his place in history. The Tairn is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
How much will I be participating?
You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
Why is it happening here of all places?
We're at the edge of the Korkari Wilds, the eye of the Blight Storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is an excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
What are our chances of success?
I'm sure Tairn Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no Blight has ever been defeated with so little cost.
What if we fail?
If we don't break the Horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it, which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Tairn really seems to believe this is a real Blight, however.
That's what I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
No more questions.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
Oh wow, that music cutout is abrupt. Oh, by the way, this is a character that you shouldn't feel bad about putting weapons and gear on. Let's see. Chainmail, no. Boots, maybe? No. Helmets? I still need to download that mod to remove helmets because they look stupid. Keeper's ring. That's for me.
I'm here.
And by the way, the reason I can see those enemies from far away is because of my cutting. Safe here. Yeah, two-handed fighters hit real fucking hard, especially when they crit. Would have thought that being hit in the body with a fucking cleaver would hurt a lot. Missionary Jogby. A letter. You found a corpse near the entrance to the Kokori Wilds. A letter on the corpse detailed a path through the wilds that led to a place where the deceased is meant to meet his father. Consult the note, Letter of Jogby, for more information. My dearest son, it pleases me that you wish to follow my footsteps and bring the Maker's word to the enlightened. I wish you had chosen a less dangerous place to do so. Apologies for leaving early for the wild, son, but I wanted to set up camp and get things started. The chase and respect one with survival skills in the wild, and I hoped to get a grip of that before you arrived. And many established an agreement with the local tribes that we had friends when we came. When you reach the wilds, you'll find it difficult to navigate. I list certain landmarks below. If you follow them, you'll lead you to a location I've scouted out, where I've left some supplies. If you're lost, try to get back to that spot and find you. The landmarks are as follows, beginning at the entrance to the wilds from Ostagar. Look for a tree leaning on the ruined building, pass under a fallen tree bridge, pass a submerged tower to the right, look between a high ruined arc and a mossy standing stone, walk along a path of roots and stone, look for 2 large statues with a chest between them. There you will find our meeting place. I love you, Jonathan, my son. I hope you see you soon. Rigby. Ooh. This reminds me of that one missionary guy who tried to bring religion to that island nation, that island people who were like, yeah, fuck off, we don't want people here. Like, they shoot at helicopters and shit with their bows when they see them flying overhead. Apparently, there was a time where they did accept people visiting the island, but then because of diseases, because they didn't have the immune system to survive said diseases, a lot of people died. So now they're like, you know what? No, fuck anybody who tries to come here.
Over here. Who is that? Grey Wardens?
Hi.
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by Darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please help me. I've got to return to camp.
Let's bandage him up at least.
I have bandages in my pack.
Thank you. I've got to get out of here.
Did you hear? An entire patrol of seasoned men killed by Darkspawn.
Calm down, Sir Jory. We'll be fine if we're careful.
Those soldiers were careful, and they were still overwhelmed. How many Darkspawn can the 4 of us slay? A dozen? 100? There's an entire army in these forests.
There are Darkspawn about, but we're in no danger of walking into the bulk of the Horde.
How do you know? I'm not a coward, but this is foolish and reckless. We should go back.
Overcoming these dangers is part of our test.
That's true.
Know this. All Grey Wardens can sense Darkspawn. Whatever their cunning, I guarantee they won't take us by surprise. That's why I'm here.
You see, Sir Knight, we might die, but we'll be warned about it first.
That is reassuring.
That doesn't mean I'm here to make this easy, however. So let's get a move on.
We might die, but at least we'll know it's coming. There's the flower for the Mubari house. Hurlocks. They're bigger than Gemlocks. You guys could get in there, that'd be great.
I get you so you can get off my back.
Nice.
All right, all right.
Vial of darkspawn blood. That's one. That's dark. 3 hanged man. Men? Nah. Oh, I missed some elf root over here. That's 2. We're gonna go this way. So remember, the letter for Jogby said under the tree bridge. That said, I'm pretty sure we can go over this tree bridge. Or not? No. Either way, I think we reached a pretty good stopping point. So, we are now in the wilds, effectively. Having to worry about things trying to pop up and kill us. Either way, when we return, we're going to finish our way through these Kokori wilds. I get almost feelings of like Legend of Zelda Kokori wilds, you know? Either way, I want everyone out there to have a good morning, evening, day, or night, wherever you're at. For right now, I'm out. Later. And for the people watching on stream, same thing.